For Tsarina Catherine. Slava Russi. Welcome back to episode 4 of Imperial Splendor. Thanks so much for following me, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel and gets this series going faster. The glorious army of the Tsarina is prepared for combat. And we're not taking no for an answer, my friends. We are taking that city no matter what. In fact, we're going to prepare the artillery, get ready for an assault. You can see that I've actually stretched the units out all along the map here. I want to see what we're facing. And it looks like the Polish-Lithuanians have quite a token force over here. We're going to try to get behind these walls, using them against the enemy, of course. And we'll bring our cavalry as support, just in case, of course, things don't go as planned. But I think I'm going to take quite a few of these regiments. We've got the Admiraletsky Battalion, which did extraordinarily good in previous battles, and we're going to push them forward. One thing we didn't do, we need to unlimber these guys. But I think for the rest of them, we're going to let them come towards us, especially if we have a lot of these cavalry units. It's going to be a good time for our Gerson Battalion to knock them out. I'm actually going to sort of leave the line here just to attempt to get a shot, or potentially just get into the woods here and use that against the enemy. So we're sending this many forces forward. We might as well send some more, just to make sure they're out of the way of the cannons here. And we're going to push our general behind this infantry unit. Glory to the Tsarina! Might be time for a square formation here. Let's try it out. I could be wrong, I could be mistaken, but let's just try it out, just in case here. And, of course, begin picking the enemy off. Actually, that cavalry kind of put, a craw in our plans, because now we're forced to stop and deal with him. The Regiment of Dragoons, 4th Regiment of Dragoons there. Alright, these Polish are not as pushovers as I thought they were. Quite strong, and it looks like they're sending in another force here of Cavalleria. They are desperate to keep their country together, and who can blame them? Doing an amazing job. We're going to have to get these guys into a square formation as well, although we don't have nearly as much time. And thankfully, with a very nice volley from that square, I think we've knocked the enemy infantry back. But let's make sure they aren't charging our main line there. No, it looks okay. Let's get out of the square, out of the square. I want to start using these walls, guys. These walls are so useful, but the enemy's being smart enough to stay on this side of the walls. So let's just keep on firing here at the Pichuet Shashka. Looks like an additional Polish unit right there, a regiment of foot. Come on, boys. A lot of Polish units moving over here. We got to be careful. And look at this. I didn't even see it, but it looks like their regiment of horse over here did get behind us. We'll try to get into square formation, but we have to continue firing here at the approaching infantry. Come on, boys. Alright, it's looking interesting. That's all I have to say about this battle. It's looking interesting. Yeah, looks like the enemy is pushing forward. We're gonna have to engage here. We got quite a few units to engage there too. So I'm gonna push forward and engage the Firelock armed citizenry. Not exactly a unit I'm typically afraid of, but we do just have garrison units. Let me also switch to canister shot here and aim it at the Pichuet Shashka. Infantry unit right there. I'm gonna push these units forward as well. And let's go after the Cavalleria over here with our own cavalry. Open fire, boys. That's what I'm talking about. Where did they go? Where did they go? Okay, we ran them off, thankfully. I was worried they were going for the general there. It looks like we're okay. And the first group of Pichuet Shashka are moving back quickly here in Vilnius. Remember, we can show no mercy. We're probably going to have to run these guys down. It's the only way to ensure that we come on top in terms of actual manpower, and that it's going to be easier to break through their city. and they're back. That was very fast. The Picho and Shashka are back. Hopefully this volley can at least break the Firelock armed citizenry. In the meantime, I'm going to start pushing the rest of our men forward here. Yeah, they're breaking that central line. I didn't think it would come down to this, but they're doing an okay job. Also have this guy in square formation, which isn't helping our situation. Let's aim at the Jankarji. Yes, good work, boys. Gatoy, of course, is rushing for ready, so we are ready to run them down. And at this point, I want to set up my line once again over here. We've got some additional units here, another cavalry unit. So let me actually get these guys into square formation. Square formation right here. I know it's a weird formation to be in right now, but it is the appropriate one. Let's get the Admiraletsky battalion forward. They've taken so many casualties this battle, over 100. And you can see most of them, of course, dead. They're just in the line of fire. Part of combat during this time period. Now, many of those guys would probably be okay later in life. They might lose a leg or potentially be badly wounded, but most would not be deaths. Although out here in the snow, I'm not sure. They quite well could be. Oh boy. Canister's hitting our own men, but that's okay. We're hitting theirs as well. That's the important thing. In fact, I'm going to get behind this wall here. Really start dishing it out to the enemy cavalry there. Alright, we're going to have to join the fight. Let's bayonets. I didn't want it to come to this, but it's clear it's going to have to. We're going to have to charge with bayonets over here to save our infantry. They can keep firing. The enemy has sent in the Janissaries. Let's put an end to this. Bayonetski. That's it. They're broken. They are broken. We'll try to finish it up a bit more, but we're probably better off just firing at them here. Let's actually get our men to stop shooting, because they're going to end up hitting our own guys. And we'll bring this infantry unit out here. There we go. Going for a major charge with the cavalry. See, this is what I thought they would do, is really try to just force us to retreat with a cavalry charge. But it's working out in our favor right now. Let's keep this going. We've already got the momentum of the charge. I say we continue it against the Firelock armed citizenry. Put these peasants down. And there we go. Got a nice drink of coffee before that happened. That was beautiful. Of course, the problem is we still have some Firelock armed citizenry over here. Quite a few of them, actually. It might require some cavalry to actually run these guys down. Luckily, we've got our reserve cavalry unit. I saved that for the end of the battle there. I wanted you guys to be surprised, and I hope you were. We put them deep in the woods. And now we're bringing them out to do the charge. In fact, I might let my infantry deal with that. Let's see how these guys are doing. Right, looks like the horse even got shot there. Enemies had kind of a weird trajectory, so we might not even be hitting them too much. But we're definitely not being hit behind that wall. A lot of the enemy forces actually deciding to return to the fight, my friends. They have not accepted this defeat. We need to make sure that we force them to accept it. Brilliant. Come on, let's get a nice volley in here. Say with absolute certainty, not a single one of those men just hit their shots. Yeah, I think we're going to have to follow through with a bayonet. That's what I'm going to do against the Firelock armed citizenry. Get the Battalion, Admiraletsky Battalion, to run them down. Which won't be the first time, as well as the Garrison Battalion here. Alright, time to bring in the Dragoons, my friends. And we're actually going to be charging this line right here. We're not going to charge, we're just going to open fire on the Pieshot Shashka. Again, another infantry unit here, causing us a bit of grief. There we go, guys. I think we've certainly broken this group, but I'm going to continue to run them down here, just to maximize casualties. Alright, targeting them with the artillery as well. You know what? I should switch back to round shot. It looks like they're finally getting really nice volleys over here on the Pieshot Shashka in this area. Love to shoot these guys down and then get a stone wall over here that we could get behind, but that's not going to be possible. Nonetheless, I think we've got this one. I really do, folks. It's going to be pretty tough for the enemy to come back from this, especially after a few more volleys from the Mushkietorevsky Polk. Mushkietorevsky Polk, excuse me. We'll certainly have to give special commendations to the 21st Regiment of Foot. I mean, losing nearly 100 men in a battle, that's never easy, and these guys have done it all. Prepare. Now we're just going to start shooting down the Caballeria. We could go for just a good old-fashioned charge at this point, but I'm trying to get the most classic victory possible. I think, for instance, that unit is about to break. We can ensure that happening, though, so you know what? I'm going to go over here with the cavalry. Bring forward this infantry unit. Let's just give them one volley. That might be enough to break them. We'll be like gentlemen. Give you a chance to retreat. No matter what happens this day, boys, we're going to have to be going back to St. Petersburg to get some more cavalry units, that's for sure. Our cavalry has been completely spent here. No, we're just getting shot by them. We're better off charging. Attaku! Now, my biggest concern is the enemy cav right there. They might try to get behind our lines and attack our general. The second we get this charge off, even just kind of a mild charge there, we are going to go ahead and turn towards the enemy cavalry here. I don't want to risk these guys breaking right now, and I do believe the enemy is going to be on their way. Here we go. Looks like the enemy cav might even take their leave as well off this battlefield. I was hoping we'd get a chance to run all these guys down, but I don't think that's going to be happening, considering our lack of horsepower here. I am going to let them get a few volleys before I end the battle there. But yeah, running the enemy down seems probably, well, for the most part, impossible, although that enemy we could run down. Pieshot Shashka. Stay back, boys. Let's take a quick look at this bloody, bloody field. Frozen wasteland of a field, honestly. And these are the remnants of our cavalry. Our men definitely fought a hell of a fight. Over here, of course, just for the wall itself, we had to break through. The enemy... Absolutely, the Polish here are a tough enemy to face compared with, I think, the Swedish. I hope my Swedish subscribers don't hate me for saying that. It just happens to be the case in this game. I'm not exactly sure if that's the case in real life, but I'm pretty surprised. I'm just going to fast forward here so that he gets a chance to run the enemy down a bit. Again, I can't let a unit of 85 get away. It's going to be an entirely untouched infantry unit by the time it makes it back to the city. There we go, boys. Leaving the Polish in the frozen dirt. That's the way to do it. 45. We'll let that happen. But of course, I would guess that a good token force of theirs got away. Let's see if we take Vilnius after this, or if that's going to be it here. Alright, guys. Wow, yeah. 369 killed by the enemy. Not bad, I have to say. Not bad at all. We've got another issue here, and that is a rebellion in Chechnya, Dagestan. My goodness, quite a lot of Chechen rebels there, and that would mean moving our forces back from Persia. Wait a minute. We haven't decided yet if we're going to fix that or if we want to build a new settlement here. Man. Not entirely sure yet. We're going to have to come back to that problem. As for our forces over here, can we break through? Yes, we are in Vilnius, Lithuania. And I think since this is so close to St. Petersburg here, we can actually dedicate some time to rebuilding it. And certainly making this an actual part of our empire. I do want to make sure that we reform that army immediately. And like I said, one of the things I want to do is start recruiting some cavalry units. Looks like both of them survived the battle, but again, at a pretty low number of 32 there. That's not going to help us win anything, and it's going to take us some time to rebuild these armies. I think that's sort of the most difficult part of this mod, which I enjoy, really, is the fact that, you know, we do need to rebuild those armies. It's going to take time, it's going to take money, and we don't have any good replacements off at our border regions here. We can decide to continue forward, of course, deeper into Berja, or we can decide to fall back and hold on to our territory in Dagestan, which I think the enemy's probably going to end up taking here anyway. It's a tough one, guys. I'm going to stay here for now, and I'm also considering heading to the Americas just so that we can get some additional fur trade going, because we need it. I think at this point we are going to bring our ship back, and we are going to prepare to transport this army. We can't stay here forever in Stockholm. I really do hope that we get to hold on to it, of course, but my plan is going to be to move out of here, get on the ship, and we head immediately for Polish territory in East Prussia, my friends. Look at that. We can probably even go for the steel. Yes, we can. An auto-resolve there on the assault, guys. Königsberg, East Prussia now in our hands. I think this changes the game a little bit. I could be mistaken, but we've taken quite a few Polish locations. Now Poland, Warsaw, I should say, Poland, is in our view. We could go for the attack or just hold these positions. One thing is absolutely for sure, and don't think I forget, we had some really cool guys on the channel offering some excellent advice here, and we are going to immediately get to platoon firing. We're going to also focus on the selective breeding, but first I want to do the advanced irrigation. We could actually even start going for a puddling furnace here. I think that's actually going to quite help us a lot. And over here, we are going to do government by consent. It's going to improve the happiness amongst the lower classes, of course. But, you know, at the end of the day, good old Katarina II is still going to be in control. Yekaterina, indeed. So I'm thinking right now what we do for this turn is just kind of wait here, see what the Polish do. Of course, we want to attack Warsaw, but we're not going to be doing it right now. But I can't ignore this problem here. And I am going to try to save Dagestan. Although then again, we still have to destroy the Persian army here. Let's get rid of them, and now we're going to try to go north. It may not work out so well. We might be better off actually staying here. I think the game has kind of forced us to do that since we had to destroy that army. Yeah, we're probably going to end up staying here, and you can see these mountains, of course, made that movement, despite being a short movement range, still took us quite a long time. All right, let's end the turn. As long as the Polish don't attack us, I think we'll be fine. We can stand to lose one or two of those Middle Eastern territories to retake them later. With a more experienced army, or just with more armies in general. Right now, what we need to do, guys, is generate profits quickly for multiple armies. And we do have a lot of fur trade over here in the east. A lot of it is very expensive to start building up. I'm starting to think, and I want you guys to tell me in the comments below, that maybe we can try to actually colonize some areas. I don't know if we should go for India or if we should go for the Americas, but let me know in the comments below what you think about that, and maybe, just maybe, we actually decide to go ahead and begin a Russian colony that can bring in quite a bit of furs or sugar or tobacco, whatever is good, of course. Now, since we got the new agent here in Muscovy, I am going to bring him out as well, send him to our new school here, actually. That's the Yaroslav Theater. There we go. And we are building the school currently into a university, and from what the men stated, we are automatically going to be focusing here. Let's make sure that we're focused there. I thought we already selected this, but let's make sure this is all selected. And of course, there we go. All right, folks. It could also be the right time, I'm thinking, to go ahead and just leave Sweden to the Swedes. Like I said, we do have our Danish friends here, so if you guys think that we should just give it to our Danish friends, let me know. We do still have some Norwegian enemies to deal with, but of course we have crossed the ocean now, and I'm thinking we should put Warsaw to siege with this. It's not a brand new army, but fairly brand new army anyway. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. Going to attack Warsaw. They do have quite a lot of people, but it seems to be mostly firelock armed citizenry with the exception of some standard grenadierski. But it looks like we would not break through victoriously here, or it would be pretty tough. So I'm going to continue the siege, and I'm going to let you guys decide in the comments where you think we should proceed from here. Thanks so much for watching this series, guys. Your support has been invaluable. Make sure to keep watching. Maybe share it with your friends. I think in terms of like a campaign series, this might be the best one we've had in quite some time. I'd like that to continue. Bankruptcy is not a good thing. Let's deal with this problem as well. Take care, folks.